Susan Williams is President and CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce, and she joins us this morning. Morning, Susan. How are you?
Good morning. Perfect. It's a perfect day.
It's been a perfect week. It's been nice.
It has. It has. It's a really good week. We're following another really good week, and we're looking forward to a whole bunch more. So, how's that for you?
Perfect. Excellent. I was talking to some folks in the tourism industry around here, and it seems like it's been a very busy May and June in our region.
Yeah, I mean, the nice days are, really bring people out. I know just over this past weekend, everywhere you went, there were people out on the streets, in the parks. I'm certain on the waterways and on the bike trails. It's a time when everyone's out and about. And of course, part of us having had a great week last week was we had a golf outing, and nothing makes for a good golf outing like a nice sunny dry day.
Yep.
So, this is the kind of weather that we dream about all year for northwestern Pennsylvania.
Well, let's recap the golf outing. It was a great day. What was the feedback you heard, and everybody had a good time?
Yeah, just a terrific day. It was our biggest outing in my 18 years, so that was
Nice.
Great. We've been increasingly getting a few more teams, but for us, it was a full slate. And just a wonderful event to get to see some of our members who we really don't get to interact with a lot through the year. We have some of our members are either manufacturing or the nature of their business. They're not participating in some of the other things we do, but they love to take a day and get out on the golf course. Several of them are from outside the area. While we are the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce, we welcome members from anywhere that wants to contribute to the health of and well-being of the business community here in Venango. So we had teams that traveled in, or members that traveled in to be part of other teams. We started the day with a trade show. So we had a handful, probably about 8 of our members who set up at the trade show. So that gave us a chance to network with them and with the golfers as they arrived. And then, like a full day out on the course. So we had a wonderful day, and are reminded of what a beautiful facility Venango is. We were there that day, and it's great to see everyone come in and enjoy. And many people, like other amenities in our area, had never been there before. So we love introducing anyone to places they haven't been, to things they haven't done before.
And you bring up a real good point. There's a lot of businesses that do business with companies outside of the area. And if you're one of those businesses that are sitting outside of the area and you go, boy, you know what, we could offer more, you should join the chamber and become involved like that.
Yeah, we're a great introduction to other people in the area and things to do in the area. The other thing we have had a real influx of, and we took advantage of the opportunity during our golf outing, was new people coming to the area. So recently we've had a number of people come to our office or call our office, say, I'm new here, whether it's for a month or a year. We've had both. And say, I'm trying to meet people. I'm trying to find ways that I can volunteer and be involved in the community. And we had a couple who have relocated here that, it was really timely. And we said, hey, do you want to spend a day out on the golf course? We can always use some hole watchers or volunteers for games. And they came along for the day and enjoyed the dinner afterwards with us. And it was a wonderful way to get to meet them, for them to get a good impression of people here and get to see a lot of times people don't find their way to some of these unique venues. So they were really excited to get to meet us, and we're always willing to see if those opportunities are coming up for people to be involved in things we are doing or one of our partners are doing.
That's funny. I was just talking to my neighbor last night. I got home and he was out, and so we started talking, and I just said, boy, I don't know about you, but you drive around and you see so many people you don't recognize. And he goes, yeah, that's funny. I ran into somebody that I didn't know, and I just said, hey, where are you from? And they said, I can't remember if he said Ohio or Utah or someplace. And they said, boy, this is really, a great area. I mean, kids are riding their bikes, and they don't seem concerned. People are walking around. It feels safe. And it's like you have to step back and go, yeah, we do live in a great area.
Yeah, we take a lot for granted, for sure. And it can be easy to listen to the people that maybe have a different perspective, and everybody's perspective is valuable. So, there are people that will point to the occasional crime that happens, or those who struggle more to find work. And we know those are realities for some people. But I think it's important that we slow down and ask questions and learn why they have that perspective, what's contributing, and if we can do anything to help them. And understand that I don't think that's the perspective of most people. I think that most of us, particularly if we listen to outsiders or we leave and come back, we realize there's so much that our rural communities have to offer around safety and accessibility and, that neighborliness that, again, we just really take for granted.
And I can't tell you how many people have said, yeah, I came back. I wasn't going to be here very long. I was just, coming back to kind of reset life. And then I was planning on leaving, but I didn't realize all of this stuff was going on.
Yeah, I think the ability to connect with other people is probably the very best one. There is this notion that if I go to a larger area, more urban area, I'm going to have so many more opportunities to meet people, to make friends, to do things. But you've got to self-evaluate how you're going to approach that, how you're going to meet people, because I don't think there's anywhere else that people just start coming up, knocking on your door and saying, "Hey, welcome, come on."
Yeah.
We know exactly what you want to do. And here, if you're willing to just put a small effort forward, there are people ready to embrace you and get you involved. One of the other fun things that happened last weekend was our young professionals did a camping trip. So they went out to Oil Creek overnight, and there was a small group of them that camped overnight, but a bunch more that joined them the evening before for a campfire. And then some of them and some others came out the next day to do a little kayaking, a little hiking. And that group, that's our under 40s group. They love welcoming new people. And there were a few people there that were relatively new to that group. So what a wonderful way to connect with other like-minded, working people. So if you come to the area and you're trying to find that place to start, I would imagine a visit to the chamber's a good starting position, because I'm sure you could find something for them to be involved with. Oh, for certain. And of course, in a perfect world, you'll go to your closest chamber, you'll make a great connection there, and then they'll be able to realize, depending on what it is you are looking for, introducing you to the other chambers or people in the other areas. If you need to, come to each one of us. I was over visiting with Krista earlier this week. We had a great meeting with several chamber directors from Northwestern Pennsylvania. And we love comparing notes and seeing what we're all doing that's working really well and what we're doing differently that we can learn from each other. And we love sharing information. So we may find that there's someone in our region that would really benefit from a short drive to one of the other communities for, maybe a hobby that they like to do or some goods or services. We know that all of our neighboring communities are just doing some wonderful things right now. So we're great at sharing, and we can connect anyone to the other chambers. We do it with business all the time. Most of our businesses now are very interested in working regionally. So they either want customers to come from a kind of broader area, to come in to do business with them, or if they're maybe in sales and they're looking for business to business, they need a wider area. So we have really found in the last year or two that we're taking in more and more members whose address is far outside of our region, because there's so many providers to business that really want to use the chamber connection, and we love being able to help them.
Well, kind of speaking of those connections, this was great, and I know when it came through Kat from Bob Moore, 2 students competed in the National Skills USA competition in Atlanta, and did very well.
Oh, that's right. Yes. We're so proud of our local students. It's so frustrating when people say kids these days, kids just don't want to work hard. Evidence with these 2 young people that we are offering just an excellent education in all of our schools in Venango County. And we see special strengths at some of the schools, and they both were students of the Venango Technology Center. So I believe in welding was what they excelled in. So proud of them.
And, especially in that, we've heard Lance Hummer for years say, these are jobs that are available now. You don't need, 7 years of training. You get the couple months in, you're going to get out and start making some good money.
Oh, and I know Matt Woolcock personally. I had the pleasure of he won, I think, the national title in welding, and know him. I know his parents, and he has been working. So he's been working through the co-op program at the Venango Technology Center. I believe he works at Specialty Fab, and by all means can come right out of high school into a really, really good job.
Mm-hmm.
He is choosing to continue his education, and he'll kind of marry that. That additional education in business with his skills in welding, and be sure to find success. But that is not an opportunity that is limited to any certain type of student. Every student has a chance to learn skills, often at the Venango Technology Center. If not, we have so many opportunities in workforce where training is available, where we can get these kids started with an employer before they even graduate high school, and if not, immediately following graduation. So summers are a great time to be exploring what you might want to do. So if a student is listening, or more likely a parent or neighbor or aunt or uncle are listening, be talking to your students about what kind of things they love to do, how they love to spend their time, and then see if maybe you can encourage them to spend some time with an employer. It can be just a couple of hours. Sometimes just a very short amount of time is very revealing in letting a student know what their future might look like, or what they don't want their future to look like. We often think we know when we're 14, 15, 16, what we want to do. And we spend our first day on the job and realize that we had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So, yep.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel, and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Susan Williams with us here this morning, President and CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, Susan, I think the one thing I've learned since coming back is that this region holds two things: family and education. And I think all the stories you're talking about really adheres to that. I really think that we as a region hold those two things so commonplace, and I think that's where the chamber can come together and link people together, is through education, family, business, and have that community feel. So everything you're saying is, I'm witnessing that as I come back to the region.
Yeah. It's so consistent with certainly my own personal experience and those of the people that I have seen be most successful. I think the other thing that's really common as a young person is to maybe dismiss or take for granted your family relationships,
Yep.
your neighbor relationships. We often don't think our parents know that much, or don't care about who they know. And we learn as we become adults that those relationships are just invaluable. Even there's lots of books about, and reading you can do in leadership about even those really loose connections. Your parents or neighbors don't have to be best friends with someone of influence. They just have to know them, be able to make a quick call or say hello in the grocery store. And those connections mean an awful lot in advancing our relationships and our future careers.
The other thing, Susan, we talk about the youth, but there's a lot of safety nets in place for adults who are going through something in life where they say, you know what, it's time to change careers, or I'm going to take a risk and start a business.
Oh, for certain. That everything I've just said applies to adults. And I think it's scarier for adults often because we feel as if we should have that. Listen, I've been working a long, long time. I know a lot of people, and I still get very insecure at times about reaching out to someone who I may not know as well as I'd like, or I may feel like I could be an intrusion in something they're doing. We all know that, as nonprofits, we're looking for ways to generate the financial support for the things that we think are important, but it can be really intimidating to ask someone to contribute and support even to the things that we really care about, that we know are important. So having those connections that help us with that are also so critical. And my favorite thing to do, yesterday I spent a good bit of time with a couple of different people, just really exploring who they need to know and why they need to know them and how that introduction is going to work. It's something I do a lot of. I keep a running list, and sometimes those introductions are very light with an email. Other times they're a call, and occasionally they're a, hey, can I ask you to have a cup of coffee with me and a friend? So that is perhaps the most important work that we do here at the Chamber. And then we wrap all kinds of other things around that, between leadership and education and festivals. So festivals coming.
You hit two things real quick. Leadership.
Yep.
Is it too late to sign up, or can
it is not too late
Okay.
to sign up? Though we would love people to at least let us know their interest as soon as possible. We're starting to establish, some of our dates, like for a retreat. We'll have to, keep an eye on what our class size is. I know Krista's told me her class is full, so I envy that position. We're excited to get people signed up for our class. We have a number of people signed up already, so we're welcoming anyone that would like to go through Leadership Venango. If you have questions, give us a call. And then festival. We're well on our way. Festivals, but we're really working on Oil Heritage Festival right now. So if you go to oilheritagefestival.com, you can see our evolving schedule. So there's a lot of information there. We still are getting details from some of our chair people. It is still not too late to offer up a sponsorship, but we do anticipate ordering our big signs, our big sponsor signs, in the next couple of days. So if you want to make sure that you're on one of our grand sponsor signs, we're going to need to know like ASAP, because we're going to get those printed so that we're ready to put them up first of the month.
There's a lot of events to check out.
There are a lot of events to check out. And I'm not sure that we have any new events. I'll have to look at the schedule, but we definitely have some events we haven't seen in a few years that are coming back. Some of them are coming back a little different. One event that we're going to take a pause this year, and if I have a listener that feels really, really strongly about getting involved, you can call me and talk to me about it. But the raft race, I think, during COVID, we had a year without the raft race, but the raft race continues to be challenging. We have a long-time volunteer that's ready for a break, and that is one of the events that comes with a big responsibility when you're putting people on the water, and it's literally a moving target because we can't tell what water levels are going to be like a month from now. So, we would welcome probably best an organization that might want to be involved in either the raft race as we know it or some kind of water activity. But we would need to know someone comes with everything they need to make that event happen. So we may see that take a pause for a year or two till we see what needs to happen with that. But entertainment is lined up. Just things going on all week. So check out the schedule.
And folks can go to the website and check out all the details.
Yep, oilheritagefestival.com. There is a printable schedule there. I do want to remind people that it is evolving. I mean, this is the case every year. We have things that need to be slightly changed, whether it's time or cost or there's just different details. So we are updating even that printable schedule as needed. So if you print the schedule today, be prepared that you might want to take a peek at it a week or two from now, and certainly the week of the event. And when it comes to event week, you want to carry around the freshest copy with you. Keep an eye on our social media. We're doing a lot of social media updating, letting you know what's going on. And of course, some of the big events that you want to get pre-registered for. If you're a crafter and you want to participate, we'd love to have your application as soon as possible. If you are a local food vendor that would like to participate, we would like to talk with you. We want to keep expectations, set for the kind of the size and of crowds that we get and the amount of time we have for food vendors, but we'd welcome local food vendors to reach out to us. And then, of course, the parade. So everybody loves the parade. We're getting parade entries every day. And we'd love to have your parade application, and anybody can participate. We do want you to be representing a business or organization. We typically don't just have random people participating. Occasionally we get asked, can I just drive my car in the parade or ride my bikes in the parade? Well, you really should be part of a unit. But it's usually fairly easy to get people to figure out, who they should be making a parade entry with. So.
Yeah, you had that one guy for a few years driving his car in there, Bill Moon or something. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, just random guy.
Pretending to be the mayor. I don't know what it
There was a guy pretending to be the mayor.
No,
we love to have our elected officials, and Bill and the others are super about participating.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, honestly, that's fantastic to see that support.
It really is. I think we, again, live in a world where people don't understand sometimes how easy it is to connect with people that we think are important, like Bill, who are people of influence that can be changing the way our community works. And here in Venango County, our elected officials are really accessible. They do come to the parades. They come to the chicken dinners. They're happy to answer their phones and meet with you and hear as a constituent what you care about. And they know we care about festivals and parades and fun things to do. So they show up for those things. And I think we need to thank them, let them know how much it means.
I agree, because I think they get a lot of the other side of the conversation, and sometimes it's nice just to say, hey, you know what?
Great job.
Or, thanks for doing this. I may not agree, but I didn't run.
Yeah, exactly.
You ran, so.
Yeah, and I am certain that when you do that, when you're out and about at these events, it's going to be much easier to sit down with them when you have a real concern about an issue you'd like them to take seriously. Meet them and grow a relationship with them out in the community. And I think there's a better chance that they'll trust you and understand your concerns.
Susan, great to see you as always.
Always.
Thanks, Susan.
Yep.
All right, take care.
Can't wait to see you next week.
All the
Bye-bye.
best. All right, bye. That's Susan Williams joining us from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce.